We will go through the definitions. Dr. Yusuf did justice to that yesterday. But some key points from definitions of AI is that first, it simulates human intelligence, meaning human behavior, perform tasks requiring human intelligence, learning and adaptation, okay, and then computer system. We didn't talk about this, Dr. Yusuf. I was colleague who has covered this. Survey of we talked about this, so let's see. Now, before now, artificial intelligence used to be something very powerful from the layman. We talk about robots, we talk about humanoids, supercomputers. But of recent, with the popularity of large language models like ChatGPT, people are now more aware of the use of AI. That AI is not just a robot. It could be as small as the software, even inside your phone, your device, smartwatches, and all that. Okay? So you read all this when you get the slide so that we can move further. Just a note of warning before I leave this part. Please, like I said, advancement in technology do not replace basic knowledge. I've had students submit complete projects that were generated by LLM, by ChatGPT. And of course, I'm also in the field. So when you bring a work that is generated, and we know, first, I know how you've been communicating, I know how you've been writing assignments, and then suddenly your project, super knowledge came, and your English, I will need a dictionary to go through your work. So these things are there to guide, but we should use them with caution. And was part of the process of ethical consideration. Because imagine you go for an interview, and then you have access, you are right there with the interview, and you say, write a program to do this. And you're trying to bring out your code to ChatGPT. So why do you use those things? Sometimes what we use those things for are things you already know you want to save time. So I know how to do this thing. Why not? Okay, please generate it. It generates the basic you correct. For most time you have to correct, especially with code. You run it, you see some error, you go back to the line, correct those things, and you move on. Not totally relying on this. So you see student assignments now, project. Student that could not submit 2-page assignment and now submitting 500 pages of project. And you wonder from where? Now this, yesterday, so much has been said about this, so please permit me to just go through the slide. Object detection, you can change detection. Yes, I saw somebody excited yesterday about then enhancement. You see that after the presentation, he was so excited. Please take note. Advancement in technology do not replace proper field observation. Just like in theory of error, we are taught that adjustment do not correct for bad observation. You cannot go and carry out observation with instrument that is not level, is not centered, and you believe that by adjusting, you get some. No. Adjustment is here to take care of errors that you could not handle, random errors. Not systematic or human error. Likewise, so you want to enhance, your client says, you are charging your clients that you are going to collect data at 5-meter interval, for example, and then you go to site, collect at 50, and then you come back and enhance. That is professional disintegration. If you will do that, tell the client, charge him for collecting data at 50-meter interval. If he's okay with that, fine. But you tell him, no, if I reduce this thing to 5 meters, it needs more work because more stations will be occupied. So the cost is this. But if you insist you are okay with it, fit for purpose, what you want, 50-meter interval is okay, fine. So don't go to site. I've seen students do projects, in fact, there is a student I was like, let me see your raw observation. automation, he did a topographic survey with the assumption that he went to site. Now, if you're doing PhD, sometimes some people are not from surveying data. So the idea of project is to expose you to the practical component. So when you sit and you generate data and come, you are instant on it. But you forget that every teacher was once a student and also knows this thing. So please, let's use this technology with caution. Data fusion is a very key part, okay, of application of AI. When you have autonomous vehicle, it's a picture of radar, GPS, camera, computer vision, and all that. So one key area is the data fusion, precision agriculture, environmental monitoring, and the like. So like I said, this was well discussed yesterday. Okay, space science application. Well, this is part of my area of specialization, area for space science application. Challenges, this has been discussed yesterday, so I wouldn't discuss it, but you see it in the full slide when you get it. So the purpose for today, like I said, is on the tools, the skills, and the steps we need to achieve this integration. So at this point, I will slow down a little. Now, what are the tools we need to integrate AI and surveying module? The very first part is the spatial software. That includes GIS platform, remote sensing tools. Now, the good news is most of these companies that develop this software, they are also moving with technology. For example, ArcGIS used to have just the desktop version. When cloud computing became popular, it moved to ArcGIS online. When machine learning and AI started becoming more popular, presently, you now have Jupyter Notebook inside your ArcGIS. Those days, it used to be just a Python console where you can write Python script. But presently, you can write full machine learning algorithm, ArcGIS, and you see that very soon. So even those companies are also moving with the trend in technology. Now you need remote sensing tools because most times you have to process this data to a clean state before the machine takes over. Remember, the machine is learning. So the more refined your data is, the easier it is to learn it. Programming languages. This is almost inevitable. At the end of this section, all of us here, those that have not programmed before, you become programmers in our community. Is there anybody that has not programmed before? You've never programmed? How is yours? I'm not doing all that for okay, what shall don't give them that. But before the end of this section, I bet you start programming. If you don't program, meet me. I will pay back your registration and I'm serious. So programming languages, you have Python. Now, Python is one of the most popular languages, and mostly because it is open source, and then it is easy to learn. At the end, you discover that what we call programming languages, presently, they are just like English. We had a section on database management system. We did discuss SQL, and we learned some code. Just like English, select, study from social table, and study bring all the columns. If I just want name and address, I say select name, address, from where are you selecting from? The name of the table. It's as basic as that. So, if you use AI, you will need AI frameworks and libraries. TensorFlow, Python, scikit-learn, and the likes. You will need data preparation and processing. processing tool. The major part of machine learning that will be interested to continue in this part. When you get to learn this, you discover the whole thing. The major work is at this point, preparing the data. That is where the major work is. Once your data is prepared, less than 5-10 lines of code, you are trained the machine. So this is where most of the work is, in preparing the data to a state that can be used to train the machine. I've talked about cloud platforms. So presently, you can actually run your processing on, including your geospatial analysis. You see that very